Yo, what is up, YouTube? Today we are going to rank NBA team before the 2021 season. You feel me? So we're gonna start from the worst to best. I ranked S to D, so D meaning worst. I felt like it was out of my league to put S, so I just put D. If someone's an F, then I gotta make my own tier, I guess. But yeah, S is also amazing. You feel me? So first team, let me see. Philadelphia 76ers. Let me see. I feel like they're A. Yeah. Because starting the NBA season this year, I feel like their addition of Seth Curry and Dwight Howard, I feel like that's gonna make a big difference, low key. Yeah. Compared to last year, especially since Ben Simmons was not playing. So yeah. Alright, so Washington Wizards. Alright, this is a tough one because they added Westbrook, but like no one really knows how John Wall is doing. So we don't know if that's an upgrade or a downgrade. Let me think. I feel like they probably belong in probably like a C. Yeah, because they might make the playoffs. Because Westbrook he could make any team go to the playoffs. Will they go farther than that? That probably not. Probably not. All right, the Atlanta Hawks before the season. Let me see. I give them a B. Yeah, I feel like their addition to think of Bogdan Bogdanovic was really important, and like all the moves that they made up during the offseason made a big difference. I feel like now that Trae Young has help, it's gonna make a big difference. Danilo Gallinari, that's the name I was thinking of as well. They added him, so I feel like they added names for Trae Young to make him. They're definitely gonna reach the playoffs. I feel like in the East, especially. Yeah. Well, if they have good chemistry. So yeah. Cleveland Cavaliers. I give them a D. Yeah. They didn't really do a lot this offseason. They didn't. Tristan Thompson's still there. All the players that they had was Loki still there. They're saying Kevin Love's there still. They drafted good. But besides that, nothing really changed. They're still gonna be a bad team. They're still gonna be like 15, 14 in the East. The Detroit Pistons. Let me see. Eh, I feel like they didn't really do a lot this year. Let me think. Uh, this is gonna be a tough one. I feel like they really didn't do a lot, so I'm gonna give them a D as well. Cause they did do a lot, but like I feel like the things that they did really didn't help them. They didn't help them at all, actually. Like and like the move, like to trade Luke Kennard, that was a bad trade, I think. What else? Hmm. And Mason Plumlee, I guess Mason Plumlee, they could flip that over if he does good this season. But besides that, they still gonna be the bad. They still gonna be on the lower side of the East. So yeah. All right, next team we got the Indiana Pacers. Hmm. This is a big question mark because we don't know how they're gonna play now. We don't know if Victor Oladipo is gonna go back to normal. We don't really know. So this is really like a big question mark if they'll make the playoffs or not. But for now, I guess I'll give them a C because they are going to contend for the playoff spot. They definitely are. But the question is, like, how deep will they be into that? If that makes any sense. So yeah, it all depends on how they play together. The Bucks, I give them an A as well because I feel like the addition of Drew Holiday obviously is going to be better for them, but I feel like they still need something. I feel like something's missing there, if that makes any sense. So yeah. And Giannis, he's already like 27, 28 almost. So I feel like they got to do something fast, low key. Cause then he's gonna. I feel like he might leave, if anything. Toronto Raptors. I'll give him a B. Cause let me see. From what they did last year in the playoffs, they didn't really change a lot at all. Didn't change nothing at all. All they changed, they actually they got thingy. Nobody actually. They traded away Mark, and that's about it. It's the same team, Loki. Everybody's there is the same. And you saw what happened last year. They got beat by the Boston Celtics. So like I don't know if it's gonna be. That's why I give them a B because it's not really gonna be a good team. Like obviously they're gonna make the playoffs. It's the Raptors. They're a good off season thing. But besides that, in the playoffs, I feel like there's not really much they could improve in now. They probably needed more people. I feel like now Dallas Mavs. I give them a A as well. I feel like Luca could only get better, and I feel like Porzingis, if he stays healthy this whole year, they can make a big impact, a big difference on the thing on defense. And the removal of Seth Curry, I didn't really like that one, that trade that they had, but they still are going to be contending, especially if Porzingis and Lucas healthy. So yeah, that's about it. Everything else, I don't really know. It's a it's a big question mark with them. Well, not really, because they're gonna make the playoffs, like for sure. It's like the question mark is like trying to know what they're gonna do in the playoffs. If that makes any sense. Next team is the Denver Nuggets. I also give them an A. Damn, I give them an A because like people have been saying that Murray only pops off because there was no fans and all that stuff, and it was like a different atmosphere. So he probably adapted fast to it. But I think this year they could make an impact. But I feel like they should add Bobo more in, like throughout the offseason to see if how he'll fit better. Michael Porter Jr. is also just gonna straight get better. So overall, starting the season, I feel like they have a big good chance as long as they use their assets right and at the same time. The Memphis Grizzlies, I give them a C. Yeah, this is a tough one. C D. It's because John Moran basically. That's literally all I'm arguing. Because I feel like John Moran could take him. Because like this year, he took him around the eighth, ninth seed. So he was fighting for that contender spot. So I feel like yeah, he deserves that C spot as well. I feel like yeah, he can make the impact to compare them to these teams like the Pacers and the Wizards. Let me see. Next team we got the Minnesota Timberwolves. Ooh, this is a good one. This is really a good one. And let me see. Ooh, this is really a good question, right? Because we don't know how Cat and D'Angelo gonna play. So like it's like what is really gonna happen? We don't know. I'll give him. I'll give him. I'll give him a C as well because they are gonna contest for the playoff seed. It just depends how far they're going to go into that, if that makes any sense. The Spurs, I give them a D because they're not really gonna contend. I feel like this year. This year, I feel like they should just tank it and say F it. But it all depends on how Popovich and all them feel. Popovich isn't gonna let them just do straight up trash either. So yeah, the Utah Jazz. I feel like the Utah Jazz is a good B team. Wait, let me. See. Yeah, because they really didn't do nothing to add this year. If anything, they just lost Bogdan. Oh wait, no. Yeah, they didn't really do nothing. Everybody is mainly there. Rudy Gobert, everyone's there still. Uh, the Clippers. The Clippers. I feel like it's an S team for the thing. I feel like they're S because like even though they lost Montrezl, I feel like losing Montrezl is low-key the better way to go with it because they did do better without him. Like number wise, they did drop. They did do like they had a better positive minus without him and with Zubac in. And I feel like it'll give them less egos because overall that's the main issue that they had was the egos and all that colliding. And I feel like it'll be better for them this year. The Suns, come on, Chris Paul. They did hella good this off season. How they gonna start the season? I'll give them a B as well. But we don't really. Let me not be biased. I feel like it's a C because we don't know how the Suns is gonna play together. We don't know how Devin Booker and Chris Paul gonna play together. Even though on paper that sounds amazing and all, and even Aiton might come off this a really really good player. I still feel like it's a big question mark on how they'll play together. So we can't really base it. We can't really compare them to like the Utah Jazz that has already like been in the playoffs, or like the Raptors that's already been in the playoffs with their team. Because we don't really know. It's a big question mark. The Portland Trailblazers. I also give them a C, bro. I feel like they really didn't. I feel like they're gonna. It's gonna be harder for them to make the. It's gonna be way harder for them to make the playoffs this year. Cause they really didn't do nothing crazy to help. Probably Melo has like a bigger place this year, like a bigger position in the team. But besides that, Damian Lillard, obviously he's a main player, but like age is hitting. So if they really want to do something with that team, they have to start doing that now. And they didn't do it. They didn't do really a lot this season. So yeah, the Sacramento Kings, I feel like a D. Yeah, probably I should add like another section there to separate the Cavs from the Sacramento because that's like Sacramento's trying to make the playoffs. Cavs is just straight up tanking. So like I guess, but the Kings is like I don't feel like they're a C as well because like it's gonna be way if the Portland Trailblazers is gonna be hard for them to make it. Imagine the Kings. I feel like the Kings have a way harder chance to making it. De'Aaron Fox obviously is gonna get way better. Buddy Hield's gonna get better. But as a team and like making the playoffs, especially in the West this year is really tough. I feel like they're the next. You already know where that's going. Come on now. I don't even want to talk about it. Let me see. Let me be honest. Their draft was good. Picking up Obi Toppin, that was good. Besides that, starting the NBA season, you already know they're gonna do bad, so it's not really that crazy. You can't be surprised at that. New Orleans, New Orleans, I feel like is a good B. Nah, C as well, because they did add Steven Adams. I don't know how that's gonna work because Steven Adams and Zion, they're both like I feel like I don't know, and they're also going to be contending for the last playoff seeds. So you don't really know how they're going to be doing good this year. So I'll put them with the Suns, Portland, and Minnesota because they're all facing for the 8th seed, Loki, and Memphis as well. The Hornets, they did. I feel bad putting them with the Knicks and stuff. Uh, let me let me add a row. Alright, yo, we're back here. I had to change the colors, and I feel like I had to add another list, another tier, because I felt bad for putting the Sacramento Kings and the Knicks together, honestly. So let me keep doing how I was doing earlier. Spurs, there, there. That's how I feel like it should honestly be. I feel like the Sacramento Kings, Spurs, and the Hornets. I feel like they have a chance in competing for the playoffs. It might be really really low their chances of making it or even being close, but I feel like they have a chance enough. Not as good as compared to New Orleans, the Suns, Portland's, all of them. But I feel like they do. Unlike the Knicks, Cavs, and Detroit, them three, I feel like they're just gonna straight up just tank. The Houston Rockets. There's a question mark as well. I'll give them. give him a C as well. I don't know. I feel like I feel like they should have just traded James Harden. Honestly, I feel like they should have traded him. I feel like keeping him for longer is just. I feel like it's just gonna lower his worth later on, which is gonna backfire on them. Cause John Wall and James Harden have a big question mark on that. I don't know how it's gonna work, but I obviously do see him trying to make the playoffs as well. So yeah, I give him a C as well. Miami Heat. I feel like not there. Hold up. I give him an A. Hell yeah, I give him an A. Even though they lost Jay Crowder, I still give him an A. Cause I do feel like Miami has this different thing about them, and especially since it's in the East, I feel like it's gonna make a difference on how hard you play. And they do have they play really hard, especially with Jimmy Butler in them. And Bam Adebayo, he could only get better. Tyler Hero could only get better. So I give him an A. I compare him to hell yeah. I compare him to the 76ers, Bucks, yeah. Yeah, they belong there. The Bulls. Ooh. I give him a D. Yeah, I give him a D. Cause they do have Zach Levine, they got Kobe White. Kobe White could only get better. Well, it depends, because it is gonna be a tough season for him. And Otto Porter, all of them I feel like could do better. And I feel like I couldn't compare them to the Knicks. That's just disrespectful. So yeah, the Nets. The Nets. I give them a. Come on, it's kind of obvious. I give them an A. Not an A, a S. I mean, I feel like their chances in making it is way better. Even though we haven't seen them play, which is really biased when you think about it. But I do give them an S because I feel good about it. I really feel good about how they're gonna play good together. Hopefully, none of them get injured or hurt or nothing bad happens. And if Steve Kerr, I said Steve Kerr, if Steve Nash could actually like coach, because we have never seen him coaching in our lives. If he knows how to coach, it'll be yeah. They'll do damage in the playoffs. The Thunder. I feel like F. No. I did. Because they do have really a lot of picks going into 2021 season. But like their chances in making it is slim to none. Honestly, I feel like they're not even gonna really be trying like that. Obviously, the players are going to be trying, but I feel like this team just wants to tank. Just say like, why not? The Golden State Warriors. Golden State Warriors. I give them a lower chance. I feel like yeah, I can't compare them to the Bucks and Mavs. Cause Curry, we haven't seen him like in 2 years. Well, not really. We saw him last year, but it was like 1 or 2 games. Uh, James Wiseman, we don't even know how he's really gonna play with him. That seems like a good pickup. The team seems like a good team to make the. They're obviously gonna make the playoffs. That's for sure. Like before anything, I'm gonna say that they're gonna make the playoffs. The question mark is how far they're going to go into that playoff. Like, could I see them beat the Lakers? No. Could I see them beat the Clippers? Probably. Could I see them beat the let me see the Dallas? That'll be a good series. But like it all depends on how they'll play together. I feel like Curry could like really carry a team though. I feel like hell yeah he could carry a team. But like it depends on how the team is doing besides him. Like Kelly Oubre, that was a good pickup since Klay Thompson got hurt. But yeah, the Celtics, I give them a B because you could say that their team is basically the Miami Heat comparable. Like they're comparable because they did have a good series last year. But I feel like they really didn't like their team isn't really gonna grow a lot much more, if that makes any sense. I feel like Jason Tatum obviously gonna get better, but besides that, nothing really gonna change. So yeah, I feel like they're gonna make the playoffs obviously, but yeah, the Lakers is kind of obvious. It's a S. Their off season pick like moves and all that, amazing. But we just have to see if it benefits them because we don't know because they were already a team. They were already a good team. So yeah, they could have just ran it back and see how it works. But they're taking a big risk. Not really a big risk because it looks like a smart deal on paper. But it's a risk because at the end of the day, you already had a good team to make the finals. and you're changing it up. So I guess that's a risk. For the Magic, I give them an F. Even though they are gonna try to go for the playoffs with Aaron Gordon and all that, but they did trade their point guard. I forgot his name. They did trade him, and I feel like that did take a big thing away from them. Because what else can they do now without that? So yeah, I feel like they're not really gonna do a lot of damn. I feel like they're not gonna do nothing. I feel like they should just tank, honestly. So yeah, this is the list: Clippers, Nets, Lakers. Let me see if I want to change anything. Uh-huh. I feel like the Hawks should they be there? I don't know. I feel like I'm being a little biased with that because they never really made the playoffs. If anything, the Rockets should be there. This tough. There. Hmm. Let me see. The Sun, I feel like the Suns should be a B. Yeah, I feel like the Suns should be a B. Cause on like what we're hearing right now, I have really good hope on them. I feel like they really could do damage, and I feel like Devin Booker could be Chris Paul's best teammate that he's ever played with. It's gonna be obviously he's played with James Harden, Blake Griffin, but I feel like teammate wise, I feel like Devin Booker could be the best teammate Chris Paul has ever had. Let me see the seats here. Seats here seems good. They're all trying to make the playoffs. They're literally just facing off against each other. The D's here. Sacramento. I don't know how I feel about that. I feel like Sacramento should be a C a little, probably, but not really a C. I feel like it should be like in the middle, but there's not one in the middle. So yeah. And then the F tier, yeah, that's it. That's the tier list. All right, guys, thanks for watching. Uh, see you another time. Peace.